and welcome to the Book Over, a little book club where we talk about books, especially the ones that give us book hangovers. I'm Sarah, with me is Megan.
Hey, everybody.
And we're back.
We're back. Yay.
Took a little break. Unplanned break,
Yeah.
but it happens.
It does. It was summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the things going on. And I think also, Sarah and I were like, I don't want to say like reading slumps, but we were picking out what we read during the summer carefully, and they, what aligned with our moody readerness.
Yes. And we turned into moody readers and needed to find the perfect books.
Yeah. But we discovered we can also just always talk about book topics. Like we could talk for hours about just all kinds of bookish things. So
And we've been saving them too. Megan's been like holding off on our messages, being like, I'm saving it for later. Yeah.
we can talk about this, and it's an episode.
Yeah. Fully. So be prepared for that. Okay. But today we are talking about Princes of Legacy, book 9 in the Royals of Forsyth University, but the third book of the Princes Trilogy in the Interconnected series. Woo! By Angel Lawson and Samantha co-writes. And the final book. Whew. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since I read it, and I was thinking about it yesterday, kind of like stuff. And one thing I was like kept coming back to was just like Verity and her strength. And I was like, who would have thought? You get glimpses of her being pretty strong in the Dukes, how she like took the like not getting to be the Duchess pretty well, and she helped out Lavinia really. Like, she was such a nice person, really. But then like I feel like this book really showed like how strong she is. And
definitely a leader of them. Like, I feel like she just
she did good.
They need her. She's the mom.
She's a mom. And what I feel like too is there's a scene, and we're just gonna hop all over the place, but there's a scene where like she just had the baby. And then like the street, like there's all this chaos with the streets being closed and the cops and everything, and they're like taking her out to the ambulance, and you have the Dukes like going like saying the to the victor, and then you have Princes who helped, and they're saying, to Rain, and like you're just like, it just was like such a big moment, because I'm like, this is like mom finally getting that like recognition for like pulling all these things off, and like getting these people together and like harmony. And I mean, obviously there's still a lot going on, but like she did really good with like a lot of it, and even getting the Princes to like do better, be better, try better, their best,
And good point about like her also kind of uniting the Dukes and the Princes. And the Dukes were already kind of having an alliance with the Lord, so it's kind of tying things together.
I loved that. It's my favorite to see past royals. Like anytime, like anytime any of them would show up, but then you have your favorites and you hear their name and you're just like, yes, I loved, for the most part, most scenes with them in it. So sorry. I was just thinking, what is it? Is it chapter 7? Chapter 13?
I don't know what chapter.
With Nick. So when Nick gets shot,
when he gets hurt, and then Lex helps fix him. Yes. Well, I just feel like the Dukes were in it so much more because she was a Duke. She's got Duke roots, so we saw the Dukes a lot. They cared about her like a sister. Like, she was gonna be, their Duchess, and it wasn't like it was like they wanted her to be the Duchess because of anything other than like they grew up with her, they trusted her type of thing, so they cared about her. But I like that it brought the guys together and seeing those funny scenes. And then we find out that Wicker is related to Remy for sure. Like, we kind of thought so, but like have it confirmed in that way, and then to have their interactions together, and then Remy realizes like he's the uncle of the baby.
Yeah.
That Wicker was the father, the most reluctant one. I thought that that was brilliant that, like, he was meant to be the father, and I liked how he had to work through his issues
Mhm.
on that front. So, that
Yeah,
was
I
good.
loved
That was really
yeah.
all tied together. I will say, I feel like this book was kind of like an epilogue book, almost like a lot of stuff happened, but like they were more together as a unit, which I do like. You know, I like a unit when they're together. But like I felt like this, like the stakes were a little higher in the last book, and in this book, it was just kind of waiting for them to decide what they wanted to do with King Ashby,
Oh my
and it
gosh,
was more
yes.
baby, which I get. Like this is what this book is about.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is more like the relationship solidifying, them dealing with having a baby. So
Mhm.
I liked a different, a different mix on it, a different mix. It's not following maybe the trajectory you think the last book in one of the Royals of Forsyth is going to follow.
It was
And
a
there was a
nice
lot,
change.
yeah, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of like lead up to what's going on in the next two series when it comes to the mystery, what's going on with Balzac, who I think is going to become, he's going to be a count or I think he might end up being a count.
Mhm.
I feel like he's going to be a count or a the next one is, what is it
Baron.
called? Baron. I don't think he's going to be a baron. I don't think that that's
I
going to
don't
be,
think it's in him to be a baron, but I can
I
see
don't think so
him
either.
going to the counts, especially with him being part of the Duke so much, and then with
Mhm.
Lavinia, I could see like it tying in.
Yeah. And I
Um,
think it may have to do with like the missing girls and stuff.
I
Because,
think he's
uh-huh.
gonna figure some things out and become, I don't know if he's gonna do it more. There's so many things that could happen, but I'm wondering if he doesn't become kind of like undercover to
And
try
then,
to find and then stays and
yeah.
becomes, I just
Well,
love him.
me too. But I was surprised. I thought Counts was going to be next because I thought like, oh, he's going to like try to infiltrate, girls are going missing. Like that's what I thought was going to happen. And I thought that like, the missing, I can't remember her name at the moment, but the missing girl that
Mhm.
he was involved with, who, Verity was friends with, I thought she was going to show up and be the next royal. But then we're doing Barons and it was someone completely different. So that was interesting. Also, pretty sure that I think Remy's dad is gonna be one of the guys. I think we're gonna have an age gap. I think that's where we're going. I truth and I'm okay with it. I'm
I'm trying to figure out right now if I'm okay with that because I had two thoughts with the wedding. That
okay.
either I'm totally not okay with it or I'm totally am. I don't hate Remy's dad. I have never hated him. Out of all the fathers, I'm like, he could do better. He could be better to his kids. But then when we talk with him with Wicker and find out the story
Mhm.
and kind of why he's done things, he's still awful. But you
But aren't they all?
understand why, though. You understand
Yeah.
why he's done it. And then if you look at all of them, the lords and what they've done, and the dukes and what they've done. I mean, the dukes and what they've done, and then the princes, you kind of go, are they any better than him?
They don't start off better. Exactly. They
But
all start off this dark thing.
yeah.
And I think they
Mhm.
said they're going to explore something they haven't before. I kind of want it because I want something different. I
Yeah.
want, like,
Is it
let's
not going to
have,
be an RH?
no, I think it's going to be age gap. I think it's going to be like RH. Well, that's good. What if it wasn't? That would be something.
Yeah. I feel like we need it though,
I
because like
think it's
I
going to
really
be
want this hunter guy that opened the door when they went to visit.
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I
I don't
think
know. He's in the page for what, like 2 lines, and I'm like, I need you, Hunter. Like I am pro Hunter. I don't know. I'm just
and
like I
the
can
name
feel it.
being hunter and like a bear needs like hunt, the hunting, the hunt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
I
do
feel like
think
he's gonna
so.
be a good one.
I think we got
It's so
yeah,
funny with the each group, right? Like we always have that top guy, you and
yeah.
I. And I'm like, I think mine might be Hunter, and I just met him, but like
I think mine could be Maddox.
hey, that's okay. I love it. I
Because
mean, it's just
he's
gonna
like,
be
I mean,
hard because Remy's my top Duke. So I don't
Yeah.
think I could be down for his dad because I'm so down for him that I just don't think I could do that, and I'm so down for Wicker. What if it's a whole family thing, though? Oh my gosh, what if I do end up loving daddy? Like, oh, this is gonna be difficult and, like, whoa there. Okay. I love that we're, like, saying that this is what's happening. This is all us, like,
Speculating.
yeah, we don't know. We're
Speculation, but I think that that's the next one to explore because we have not explored
I like it.
a significant age gap, like a forced kind of arranged marriage situation, and then then the other guys can come into play. I kind of want to see that, like a king, because it always seems like the kings
They're always
are
trying to
kind
get
of
rid of the
creepily.
king. Yeah.
And the kings are always interested in these women and stuff. Like it'd just be interested to see this explored. And yeah, can you keep doing the same thing over and over again? Where maybe it's time to mix it up, where it's not like the new, the
The new taking
each
over and
chapter.
getting rid of the king. Maybe this king can
Yeah,
stay and
yeah, that
see
like
what needs to be seen. I did like him a lot in this book where he
exploring.
told the
Mhm.
princes to get their shit together. He said it so many
Yeah,
times. He's like, I just want you to do this. And it's such
yeah,
the parent, right? It's such a parent to be
yeah,
like, just figure it out, get it done. So,
right.
and that was my big frustration in the book because I'm like, you guys, like, sit down, plan out your system, get this done, kill Ashby, be what you need to be. Let's
Hmm.
get your like whole frat house happy again. Let's do this. So I like where you're going with this.
And it might be nice to have like that man who is kind of like not like these young boys, like you know what I mean? Like he's definitely flawed, he has his issues, but we've also kind of figured out like, he didn't like entrap his wife for these like nefarious purposes, like she was like,
Mhm.
stabby. So my point is that like maybe it'd be nice change of pace
Yeah.
um
Mhm.
to have him. That could be interesting. And he's so powerful. I don't know. I could just see it.
Yeah, I
Like
can see it too.
I
I'm
think I
really
I think
excited for the Barons. I am. I liked
yeah. There was so
it.
much like lead
Yeah.
in, like this book had a lot of like hints as to what's coming, I
Mhm.
felt like. I
Yes, but
think that was
then
the big parts.
Care or not oh my gosh, the counts are still like a big mystery to me. Like we don't
Yeah.
know
How
who
they gonna come
is.
into play?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're revamping, something's going on. So
Mhm.
and is Lavinia's father really gone?
I hope so.
Me too, but like there's like thoughts that maybe he isn't, but I
Wasn't
don't
there
know.
like a boyfriend or a guy? There was a lower guy that she knew that was like, I bet he's I hope that her dad's gone, but then like maybe the enemy is like the guy below him that was like Lavinia's age.
The one that they didn't kill off. Yeah, that could happen. And or they could just maybe there isn't, maybe their enemy's gonna be different for counts. Maybe it's gonna be a whole different thing. And it's kind of them having to reform.
Yeah.
Like not reform themselves, but like you know what I mean? Like build themselves back up. Maybe that will be like people trying to like rise from the ashes and build themselves back up.
Yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, that'll be interesting. But yeah, definitely talking about the future. Well, because there was a lot of hints in this book about the future.
Yes.
And they're really starting to tie things together with the monarchs and all of that. So
Yeah. I loved it. And I loved all the glimpses and like I liked the tying up of thing. Like we learned like what happened with Pace's mom and we got
mhm.
she that was really good. Like I was like, yay, she's back and like
Yeah.
all these people, helping
Yeah.
that happen. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I liked that.
A
Yeah.
lot of resolution. That's why I was like, it was giving like very extended epilogue vibes because it's like it just felt like it was tying things up and solidifying relationships while also like teasing us about
Yeah. I
the
think it was
future.
done well. Like for the interconnected wise, it's like, okay,
Yeah,
now I'm happy with where the princes are and their
yeah,
whole plan. And I feel like they're just really strong where they're at. And I'm like, okay,
hmm,
you guys are good now. So now let's figure out the barons. Like I just liked
yeah.
that feeling. Yeah.
Me too. And I liked like again how they were a unit. And I didn't have to stress. Like I didn't have to stress out this book about anything. It was just like let's like have these relationships form. Let's concentrate on her having the baby and them having this dynamic.
Mhm.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Nice change of pace. Every time I say pace, I just think of pace the character.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think this was a good one, and I'm, like, really proud of them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm proud of the characters from, like, all the 3 houses so far. I feel
Yeah.
like they're doing really well. I liked them setting up the nursery and, like, gifting things and,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
painting of the room from Remy, and it's really
It's become a full world. It really has. Like, the world is very,
yeah,
developed with these characters, which is great.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I can't I'm excited for Barons when we get it. It'll be great. Um, let's see, 3 books of Barons, 3 books of Counts,
okay.
and then maybe a future generation. Who knows?
Future generation, please. I mean, we're setting it up.
Baby,
I mean,
baby's here, baby's there.
yeah, yeah.
'Cause so
They're
they're
all
gonna
having babies. Well, some
Mhm.
of them are having babies, and I think that's
Yeah. In
amazing.
the timeline, there are babies.
Are
So that
babies,
would be
yeah.
yeah, that would be interesting.
And they don't have to like I can see it being like different groups. Like we can have like
'Cause it'll be
I
a
can
different world.
yeah.
'Cause things will be
To
so like, you know
leave,
what I
they
mean?
could not want to follow in there. I can see that being
Mhm.
really hard for some of them to like not want to follow or like in the princess case, I can see like the kid wanting to follow and Wicker and the guys not really wanting to put that pressure on their kid, right? And so
That would be
that would be like a
interesting.
really difficult thing for them, like that struggle of like,
Mhm.
wait, you want to do this, but we don't want to pressure you into it because they didn't really have a choice. I mean, no one has,
Yeah.
but like,
Having to deal with the moral implications of, like, they're all kings and stuff now,
mhm,
and it's, like, functioning, but, like, do you want that life?
mhm. I mean,
Even
just
if
say of the lords. What if they have a little girl and you have a brothel? So like,
well, they do have a little girl, don't
yeah,
they?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like you have a little girl, but you know what I mean? So it's like, how
Yeah.
do you I can see
Like,
some
her
of
not
my
wanting to
lords
run
having a really difficult time with that.
Yeah, not wanting to run that. Yeah, and yeah. Ooh, especially the daughter. Yeah, that could get very interesting, especially seeing the parent dynamic in it
Mhm.
later.
Mhm.
That could be very interesting. I guess we'll see where it goes.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I
Yeah.
love these characters so much. It's just so
Mhm.
fun to like really be invested in all of them. And
Yeah.
each time we get to know them, you just like you get like every time someone would have a cameo, like would show up, I'm just like, oh, so and so's on the, oh Nick, or like that's such a
Yeah.
Nick thing to say. And then like, oh Tristan, like, asking about pregnancy stuff and like, did you do
Yeah.
the like eating? I'm like, of course you would ask that. I forgot you care
Mhm.
so much. Like I just like him and Lex would get along so well. Like just with the
Right?
yeah,
I feel like they have very similar. I feel like him, Lex, and oh my gosh, the king of the Duke, Thai.
fine.
Yeah, they could all be like scientific. Like, well, two of them can be kind of scientific, and the others can be overbearing. I just feel like there's like similarities there.
Yeah.
Like Lex and Sai could get along well with their
Yeah.
like research, and then Tristan and um Lex, and yeah, there's just so many like little things where they could be very similar friends.
Yeah, yeah, and I can just see Wicker and Remy, like, together and, like, Wicker, like, rolling his eyes at Remy and then Remy being like, "You're so whatever color," and
You're
it's
so
just like
purple. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That
so I just love
yeah,
that, like,
me too. Like
oh
what a
my gosh,
purple baby.
Thanksgiving, just all of them together. I could see the ladies all being like, "We're having
That
Thanksgiving together, and we're all going to the
That's the
gym,"
novella
and
I
it's
need. Yeah, that's the novella I need, like,
but I
a
bet they won't
royal
even do that.
Thanksgiving.
They're gonna end up at the Barrens because that's like, they're like in like no man's land.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not one of the directions. So I can see them like ending up in like the tomb.
Oh my gosh, the tomb, we're in for it with the tomb, we're in for a
I hope
ride, I'm
it's very
excited.
like witchy and gothic and,
I do too.
you
I
know,
really want that, yeah.
yeah, I'm really
I'm
excited.
here for those vibes.
Yeah. Yay.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, till the next one, till Barons.
Ciao, Barons. Yay. All right. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Bye.